The second part of my question is largely to do with the overcrowding issue at First Avenue. First Avenue School since 2004, I believe, had very close to capacity. As of this current year, we're 140% over capacity, and projected for the next school year, we are looking at being even higher than that. Currently, there are 550 students in First Avenue. Capacity is 390. So we're 140% over capacity. Projected for next school year is 590 students, 40 additional students, even though we're currently 140% over capacity. The past school year, they took the library and they sliced 40% of it out, so our students don't have full library services, so they can add another classroom in. That was this year. Next year, they're planning on adding another 40 students. We've got students who are attending the First Avenue School next year, 6 of them from outside the region. And the board made allotment for 6 new students, even though we're already at 140% over capacity, and they're planning to add another 50. The reason I asked the initial question was because it seems like the board and the trustee environment just is non-functional. Like I've talked to some candidates about this previously. And my statement was this: if I'm driving 100 kilometers an hour down a highway and I get pulled over, and the police officer doesn't roll down the window, well, if it's a 100 kilometer zone, I'm doing 150, he doesn't roll down the window and say, is it okay if we give you a ticket? He writes me a ticket. This board mechanism and the trustees, in my view, should work with 100% effort to alleviate the problem. Let's get the numbers down. We're a very wealthy nation. We should have top-notch education. You get into issues of overcrowding and the education deteriorates. These are significant issues, and I pose the question, 1, to Mr. Lorne because I know he has board experience, and 2, to the incumbent because he was here for the last 4 years. Why are these issues not being addressed? And in short, 5 or 10 sentences, what will you do to correct this situation for next year?
I think we're past due for an area review. As I said earlier, what happens in one school is going to affect what happens in other schools. The situation that you described at First Avenue cannot continue. Absolutely cannot go into next year with a plan that alleviates some of that overcrowding. I can come up with some suggestions, but I need community input. What will people tolerate? What will they feel is a reasonable balance? Things like removing a grade. Maybe the junior kindergarten class could be in another school. Maybe the grade 6 moves somewhere else. Changing the attendance boundaries. Some kind of phase-in for siblings, perhaps. If that school is standing empty, maybe we could bring that into service on an interim basis. Our technical high school is standing there, not being used as a school. There's space in there that could potentially be used, but we need a long-term solution as well. The kinds of things I'm talking about may help in the short term, including if before and after school care gets phased in the area, there's going to be space in daycare centers that can have a kindergarten class in there. So right now I'm just brainstorming, but I need to have community input as to the direction the community feels that